Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
America is not a racist country.
This patient literally threw a fit because I'm Black and she didn't want me to take care of her. This patient literally threw a fit because I'm Black and she didn't want me to take care of her.
Ladies and gentlemen, the video that you saw was a white patient. When this nurse entered the room, she went into a complete rage and started screaming because she didn't want any care from this Black nurse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hospitals and doctor's office cannot accommodate this, because then they are open to a lawsuit. That's what these racists don't realize. They are opening them up to being sued if they accommodate this. And I already told y'all the story of when Bryn Mawr Hospital, it was one of the hospitals that I supported when I was a manager for IT. And a couple came in there to have a baby, and they made the request that no Black nurses was to be in the room or to care for their baby in the nursery. That hospital got sued, okay, because the nurse accommodated them. The head nurse, she ultimately got fired, and the CEO of that branch, he left. And when the new one came in, he made a lot of changes. They cannot accommodate a racist. If they do, that's a lawsuit. They're not going to run that risk. So now what they do, and I know they do that around here too, because I had heard even the hospital around here, every now and then they'll get that racist person coming in and they don't want any Blacks in their room, and they show them the door. You're going to have to just leave. Get your care somewhere else. So this TikTok video was posted on August 12th, 2021. And this is the Daily Dot. This is how they'll treat you. TikTok shows patient screaming because she allegedly doesn't want to be treated by a Black nurse. And she said, they will forget their own children's name, but never the hate in their heart. And she's right about that. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, every now and then I'll get a subscriber from a foreign country writing me and just telling me they enjoy my videos and everything. And one thing that a lot of them will say is, I knew it was bad when it came down to racism in America, but I had no idea it was to this level. And, I said, it's always been this way. I can remember instances of racism, and it was bad as a child. But see, if you talk to these folks that the majority of the racism comes from, they'll tell you these are isolated incidents. these are a few people, a few bad apples. It's none of them things. It's a culture. This is why you are seeing thousands and thousands of videos on them acting out this way. It's a culture. And it would have to be a culture because they're passing it down from one generation to the next. So that is a culture. You can't call it anything else. So, a recording of a woman allegedly screaming because she didn't want a black woman to treat her is going viral after being shared to TikTok. So, this woman's name is Tori Montana. I mean, what a shame. Nobody should have to go to work and put up with this crap. And this might explain why you got such a worker shortage. If it's not the bosses and managers, it's the customers that come in and act out, and y'all just don't do enough to these folks. And there is a serious shortage in nurses today. Many nurses, they have exhausted them during the pandemic. They have been working these long astronomical hours. They are worn out. Nurses are leaving. So, they had a shortage of nurses even before the pandemic. They really got one now. And they can't even afford in this country to lose black nurses. That's how much of a shortage is going on. So, the video posted by TikToker at Tori Montana at the end of July features Montana herself dressed in scrubs and looking frustrated as a woman screams and screams in the background. The patient literally threw a fit because I'm black and she didn't want me to take care of her, she wrote on top of the video. The woman's loud screams are mostly unintelligible, though there seems to be a help and a please amid the shrieking. At no point does she show the patient herself. Yeah, you can just hear her screaming. See, with me, I would have showed her ass, but that's me. Okay, while some express skepticism that the patient was screaming over having a black caretaker simply because there isn't much context in the video, others are unsurprised by the idea of such a blatant racism on display, even in a potential crisis. Yeah. They will forget their own children's name, but never the hate in their heart, she wrote at Lily, not Lily. So this must have been, and I would take it that this was an older white woman. And she's right about that. They could have strokes and heart attacks, but they won't forget the racism that they have. I had a couple of relatives that worked in nursing homes, and even they said the same thing. A few critics of the video suggest that the woman sound elderly. She did. From her screeching, and wrote off any racism. No, you don't write it off. Elderly people are racist too. That's BS. And I can tell you the kind of people, they were people that look like her that wrote it off. Okay. They were people that look like her. So, but people weren't having it. She was raised in a different time is such a poor excuse. It is. And you really technically can't use that excuse at all because you got young people in this generation that are the same way. So it's not a generational thing at all. It's a culture. It's a culture. Okay. She has been around for the last several decades to learn. It's her fault at this point. Education, law, and basic human decency should have fixed that a long time ago. Agree at Tay Becker. So that was one of the people that wrote something. As for Montana, she is clearly put off by the woman's behavior, but didn't seem to leave the situation. A racist person could be laying there dying, and this is how they'll treat you, she wrote. And you know what? I believe her. I believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, if this was not a culture, we wouldn't see it every day. You see it every day. So no, you can miss me with the bad apples, a few people and all that. You can miss me with all of that. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.